What's going on, everybody? So in front of me, we have probably the three best razors from each of the main competitors, and I'm gonna break them down, show you which ones I love the most and what they're for. So just sit down, relax, and grab a drink or something. This might take a little time. But first of all, we're gonna start out with the Panasonic ARC5. This is a heavy-duty razor. It comes with 5 foil razors, pop-up trimmer that I think is useless, but hey, we'll get into that. And it also has a pretty straightforward interface showing you just yeah, it just shows you the battery life. It's pretty simple. But where this thing shines is the power. If you are someone with a lot of stubble or really thick stubble or shaves maybe every 3 to 5 to 7 days and then you just have a ton of stubble, then this thing is gonna be like the weed whacker of everybody's dream. It has a flexible head. It goes back and forth, 360 kind of direction. So it's very flexible, but it is just so powerful, guys. You can just hear the actual power from this thing. It's just insane. It's loud. It works well. It's just fantastic. But where I don't think it's good is its maneuverability in some of these harder area places, like underneath the lip or underneath the nose. It has a harder time getting in there. It's kind of annoying. And it's not the best for sensitive skin just because it is so powerful. It's not horrible, but I wouldn't say it's as good as the Braun 9 Pro Plus or the Philips i9000 Prestige Ultra. So this is for people with really thick stubble. If you're someone like that, then I would highly suggest checking this out because this is a great one. But like I said, the pop-up trimmer is lackluster to say the least. Clunky, it's whatever. I don't like it. That's just my personal opinion. Some people might like it, love it. I just don't. It's just not for me when it comes down to that. Now we have the 9 Series Pro Plus. This is a great, fantastic, all-around electric razor. One of my favorites for a very long time. And it has a quad tip foil razor setup. Right here, you can see it does go, you can lock it or you can have it more flexible like this, so it's back and forth. It doesn't go side to side, which I honestly don't understand why this one would need to, since it is a foil razor, so you use it up and down, you don't go side to side. So this going just back and forth like you know, like a swing is totally fine for me, and I don't see it being any less functional than the Panasonic ARC5 for that reason. I do like the pop-up trimmer a lot more because it is attached to the body and it doesn't really go off, so you can just see like it's just still a very good pop-up trimmer, and it's just not as clunky in my personal opinion. The interface is pretty straightforward. It just has bars. I do not like that about the Panasonic or about the Braun Series 9 Pro Plus. I think if you're paying this much money, it should have a very functional interface that's going to show you the exact battery life in a percentage aspect that you'll see on the next one. I do think it just falls short on a little bit of the luxury aspect of that. I do think it is a very clean looking razor. I think it's very well rounded. It's nice, it's heavy duty, and it's very functional. The actual shave itself is a little bit better underneath the nose area. This is actually my favorite razor to use for that under nose area because it almost fits perfectly with that. And I don't know, I just feel like it really does a good job at cleaning up everything underneath my nose. So that is kind of like my go-to if I'm just looking for the perfect shave. Sometimes I'll mix and match and I'll use this one underneath there. I do have 20 plus razors, so why not use them and for what they're best for. So I mean, yeah, I'm a little overboard, but I do a lot of reviews, so I'm gonna use them, guys, so don't judge me. Overall though, it does give a really good shave in my personal opinion. I do think it's one of the better razors out there. I do think it is just a little tad expensive in my personal opinion, but if that doesn't matter to you, then I do think it is a great razor. I think the price might have gone down a little bit on these lately, but I still think it is a solid razor for the time being. And if you're a Braun Series person, then stick with this one because it's fantastic. But lastly, we're going to talk about the Philips Norelco i9000 Prestige Ultra. This is my new favorite electric razor out there today. I have not found anything yet that I think is better. This is brand new. It's right on the market. It's very hard to get right now. It's mostly sold out. So if you do find one in stock, grab it before it is too late. Make sure it is the Ultra, not just the Prestige, because this one is phenomenal. It's much bigger than all these other razors, my personal opinion, and much bigger than the older Prestige from Philips Norelco. Now, what you are getting out of this is a very connected interface. This interface is so, you know, it has everything that you could imagine. It has the 67% battery life. It has the bars that also show it in kind of like a graph format. But if you also just press this button right here, it's going to show you, you know, it's going to have it's going to say light guidance, so you can have the light guidance on. It's going to travel lock. It also has a QR code, so if you want to take your phone, you know, scan that, you can, you know, set it up so the app and the actual razor are connected, so you can kind of get some feedback, everything like that while you're shaving, and also customize your, you know, blades per minute. So that's really cool function. Then you can select your language, so if you want different languages, stuff like that, and then about section, whatever, cool. There's also the manual for that. But once you press this button, this is where the magic happens. It turns it on, and then it has different modes. So we have the sensitive mode, which is a feather, then this target looking thing for regular, then intense with the same thing, and then foam. So if you're someone that likes to wet shave, then you know, with foam or water or anything like that, use that mode for a better shave, which is really cool because none of these other ones have that. They're all wet and dry shavers, but none of them have a special mode specifically for that wet function, which I find it to be very useful. And then also in the app, you can, like I said, you can customize your own, so you can add it to that level. So there'll be 5 modes instead of 4. So that is really cool. But where it really stands out is its ability to, you know, kind of guide you. As you can see my light, see how it's green right now? This is telling me that I have good pressure and I'm doing a very good job at shaving my face. And then when you see it kind of go in this orange mode sometimes, like let's see right there, I'm pushing too hard. That means I'm, you know, putting too much pressure, not good for my skin. And then blue is like too light, right? So it is harder for me to tell how I'm doing while I'm shaving right now, just because I don't have a mirror. But I think I'm seeing it mostly green. But I do find it, you know, on this sensitive mode, really nice for my skin type, because I do have a more sensitive skin. But for some people, it might be too light, and that's where you kick it up. And that's where you can go to like the intense mode, like right here. And you just, you know, get that intense mode going, picking up that hair, everything that you need. But with all the new technology built into this, it actually has like this lift technology where you can get up to negative 0.08 millimeters under the skin. So you actually get the root of your hair, and it just feels so crazy smooth after you're done shaving. That's why I love this Philips Norelco i9000 Prestige Ultra. It's such a crazy, you know, fine-tuned electric razor that has all the bells and whistles, all the functionality. It's even telling me to clean my shaver right now. So that it like talks to you, it gives you feedback. It's like something we've never seen before without having to hook up to an app. Sometimes you'll get this feedback in some of these razors by being, you know, with connecting to the app, but this is a standalone. You don't really need the app. It tells you everything with the lights, with the interface. It has so much feedback to you that it just makes for the best shave. And I swear, I just took this on a trip to New York, and it's still at 65%, and I use this every single day on my trip. We were gone over a week, and still the battery life is great. And I use it every day for like 5-10 minutes. It just phenomenal electric razor, guys. I can't speak enough about it, but all of these are really good. Like I said, recap, the Panasonic ARC5, you got big stubble, this one's for you. You want a well-balanced one, then, and you're a bronze person, then the Braun Series 9 Pro Plus, really good and super well underneath the nose area, fits there perfectly. And then, you know, if you can get your hand on this, if it's in stock, the i9000 Prestige Ultra is the best razor on the market right now, guys. So that is kind of my overview on these 3, you know, leading razors out of each of these competitors. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, take care.